So I remember I was getting dressed for class and I was just about to walk over to Anderson Hall and I saw an email that said UF Law admissions and I said, oh goodness, I hope this is good. So when I was a senior in high school, I applied to UF undergrad and I didn't get in first, and it was my dream to be a Gator. And although that was not the best moment of my life, I was determined to get into UF. So I went to Santa Fe for 18 months and it was a wonderful experience. I transferred into UF. And when I was at UF, I had a wonderful experience with being a poli-sci major, and I said to myself, I really want to go to law school. It's something that I've always been passionate about, is learning more about the law and government. And I did some soul searching. I said, where do I really want to go to law school and where do I really want to practice? And for me, UF was a dream come true always, and to call myself a double Gator would have been such an honor. So when I did apply to UF, it was, I was like so excited when I got in, and I was like literally ecstatic. I ran to my roommate's room, I called my parents, it was like so awesome. The quote that my mom used to always say to me growing up, and it always stays with me even now, is it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I feel like that quote really applied to my story because, like I said, I didn't get into UF at first in undergrad, but I persevered and I always stayed focused. And I think that quote's really important for me even now in law school because it reminds me to stay humble with my accomplishments, but also, don't give up when I have shortcomings, and remember that there's always, a finish line at the end. This isn't the end. I guess the story that we always talk about in my family is when I was in kindergarten, during graduation, I stood up and said I want to be the President of the United States, and the whole crowd bursted into laughter and claps. And I think, the joke around my elementary school was like, oh, do you still want to be the president? And, looking back on that and reflecting when I was growing up, I think I've always had a passion for learning how things worked and how decisions are made. And I think for me, going through my middle school and high school and now college education, going to law school, I felt that my passion's always been in government and law and trying to make a change in my community and understanding where that change starts with. And I feel like the law really is the fundamental spark to any change.